Hi, my name is Charleston White. To give you a little history and background information about who I am, man, I'm one of the first juveniles in the Fort Worth, Tarrant County area to be tried and adjudicated for the crime of murder at the age of 14. Me and three of my friends decided to go to a mall one day and steal some athletic jackets. We went inside of a Foot Locker. Three of us went in. We ran out with the starter jackets. As we approached the car, there was a good Samaritan, a guy by the name of Michael Levy, which is my victim, saw what was happening, and he tried to thwart us. He tried to stop us from getting away with those jackets, and in the process, my 16-year-old friend shot and killed Mr. Levy in the parking lot. Because of that offense, I was sentenced to 12 years.
Welcome back to the Guardian File. Today we're digging into a somewhat old but still hot topic that has caught a lot of people's attention. Charleston White's recent arrest. You probably know him as the comedian who often doesn't hold back on his opinions, or as the guy from the film Wrong Address, available on Tubi. But what's really going on with him this time? Let's break it down. Jail records confirm that White, known for his film Wrong Address on Tubi, was booked on February 18 at a correction center in the Fort Worth area. The exact details of the incident remain unclear, and speculation has been circulating on social media, although no official statements have been made by White or law enforcement as of now. This arrest comes after a series of previous legal issues for White. In October, he was arrested in Tarrant County on charges of animal cruelty and aggravated assault. With a similar arrest taking place the year prior, it is not yet known if the latest arrest is related to those prior incidents. White has built a controversial reputation online, frequently sharing outspoken views. In a recent interview with Terrence Gangster Williams, White discussed the impact of incarceration, advising young people to figure out what he wants to do other than going to jail. He added that jail could lead to personal growth, suggesting that one could come back and be a better person after serving time.
The prison has been more impactful than having a negative impact than anything. Yeah, prison has been the best thing for black people since the civil rights legislation. They won't admit it, but I can tell the world. The American prison system has been one of the greatest tools used to preserve black life and to build strong black, law-abiding, pro-social black men. I recommend prison or the military. I don't recommend college. I believe all black boys coming out of inner city should spend at least 2 years in prison or 4 years in the military. You pick, but you're going to one.
Why though? Why?
For one, it teaches discipline, because most black boys don't have self-discipline. They don't have self-will. They don't have emotional discipline. They don't have any training. They don't have any skills. They can't read. They don't know how to physically strengthen their bodies. And prison and the military teaches all this. Have you seen a nigga when he go to prison? Boy, he be on drugs, strung out. He don't know how to read. Hair be napping. When he come out of prison, he's more clean cut. His body look good. He can speak Arabic. He know all the books of 40 law. He can read every book now. Before then, boy, wasn't interested in reading. He know respect now, because you're going to learn respect in prison. He try to come home and be a better son to his mama and them. And now he got him a religion, meaning a moral compass, to kind of guide him. Mm-hmm. So that's why I recommend it. Prison or the military. And then let a black boy go on. But he need one of the two from 18 to 25. He got to either be in prison or the military from 18 to 25, or he'll throw his life away.
So on February 18, 2025, Charleston White found himself behind bars at a corrections facility in Fort Worth, Texas, facing some serious allegations, specifically 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, those are hefty accusations, no doubt. However, the details surrounding this incident are still murky, leading to rampant speculation across social media. The authorities haven't offered any official statements just yet, so folks are filling in the gaps with whatever narratives come to mind. To understand this arrest in context, it's important to revisit Charleston's history. Last October, White was arrested in Tarrant County on charges of both animal cruelty and aggravated assault. That's right. This isn't his first brush with the law. He had a similar arrest the year prior, leading many to question if we're seeing a pattern here. Some folks might say Charleston has a knack for attracting trouble. Others might argue that he's simply a product of the world he navigates, a world that's filled with potholes and pitfalls. Now, starting with the positive side, Charleston has built a reputation for being vocal about street culture and the choices that young people make. In an interview with Terrence Gangster Williams, he shares some valuable insights on what to say to young people who might be swinging toward a destructive path. He advised them to figure out what you want to do other than going to jail, highlighting that incarceration could lead to personal growth. In his view, coming back from jail can offer people a second chance to be better. This outlook is refreshing in a time when many might be quick to dismiss those who've made mistakes. This notion of redemption is crucial. We live in a world that thrives on cancel culture, where a single misstep can lead to lasting consequences. So when Charleston speaks about self-improvement post-incarceration, he's tapping into a larger conversation about second chances. It's a message that resonates with many who face their own struggles. After all, who among us hasn't stumbled at some point? However, here comes the flip side. There are people who aren't buying what Charleston is selling. Gilly the Kid recently went on record expressing outright disdain for White's views. He questioned Charleston's credibility, stating that White hasn't done much that warrants respect. Some critics see Charleston's bravado, the loud proclamations, the provocative commentary, and argue that it lacks depth. They feel his loud online persona overshadows the real discussions we should be having about the issues he claims to care about. This brings us to an interesting juncture. Is Charleston White simply a provocateur, or is he a voice of reason living in a chaotic world? While some see him as polarizing, we must also recognize that being outspoken can sometimes be a cry for attention and help. In a world inundated with noise, he's cut through it with his sharp tongue and no-filter philosophy. It raises the question, is he truly attempting to inspire change, or is he just out for his own fame? And then we have the arrest itself. Here's the kicker. White was held without bond at first. This most likely meant that the authorities were taking his charges seriously. But here's the thing. Until the dust settles and more information comes to light, we really don't have a full grasp of the situation. We live in an age where the media loves a sensational headline and social media feeds off drama. Therefore, let's exercise a little common sense. Shouldn't we reserve judgment until the whole story unfolds? It's essential to recognize that this isn't just about Charleston. It's emblematic of a wider narrative about fame, accountability, and redemption. People online are quick to label him a criminal without taking the time to look at the multiple layers of his life. Yes, he has legal troubles, but he's also trying to communicate vital messages about personal growth, the struggle of the young, and the chance to make better choices. So what does that leave Charleston White? Well, he's in a challenging position, that's for sure. An arrest doesn't just affect him. It reflects on his family, his career, and his community. Yet, for every critic, there are defenders who see beyond the headlines, understanding that he too is human and capable of change. Though the situation surrounding Charleston may be complicated, it's essential to have empathetic perspectives. Like many public figures, he walks a fine line between right and wrong, wisdom and bravado. And at the end of the day, wouldn't it be great to see him rise from this, learn from it, and continue to advocate for getting back on the right path? Thanks for joining me here at the Guardian File. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Charleston White. Do you think he deserves a second chance, or is the pattern of behavior too problematic? Let's get the discussions going in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more engaging content. Until next time, let's keep searching for the layers behind the headline.
I had to come home and put all my jewelry on. They had me in isolation confinement. Boy, they had a nigga nuts shriveled up. Boy, them nigga nuts was so tight. Boy, dick had shrunk so small. Oh, I can't remember the last time I had a morning hard on. And nigga asshole was tight with that no bond over the weekend. Boy, they made
Charleston White is currently in jail with no bail in Texas.
Fuck Charleston White.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sad to see him in jail.
Yeah. Well, I hope
Just
he
all
don't
types of
drop
real
the soap
foul
with
shit.
it. However it go. What he say? Yeah. I hope they fuck. This is what happens when you play both sides of the fence.